week we have the Grand Cherokee TrackHawk.
Perfect. You like my Hawk?
Not your Hawk, but I like this Hawk. This Hawk is awesome.
I must say, I must agree.
But TrackHawk, it's a good name, pretty catchy, but it really rhymes with cock, because this thing is a cock tease, honestly. What rhymes with TrackHawk and is highly inappropriate for children?
Like Hawk.
Exactly. So let's power. 707 horsepower.
645 pound-feet of torque.
Which is a lot. 8-speed automatic.
And it sounds like this. Whew.
Yeah. So is it the best sounding SUV on the planet right now?
Hell yeah. I don't care what it is. The
Land
SVR
Rover
doesn't-
SVR?
Doesn't sound as good as this.
Okay, I'll give you that. I do not like that you don't really hear the supercharger when you're hammering it, because the exhaust kind of overpowers the whole audio experience.
Why did I agree to come with him? I don't understand why Why?
This should be a soundtrack in a German porn. Da, ja, do it, ja.
That's the end.
That's the money shot right there.
Yeah, it's definitely not like, I mean, it's got the same Hellcat motor, but it's much more whiny in the Hellcat, where this is much more tamed, I think.
I don't know if it's more tame, but you get better soundproofing and you have a louder exhaust, and I kind of feel that kind of overpowers the whole whiny experience. I like whiny, that's why I'm married. Yeah, but this interior, let's talk interior for a second. This is a regular Jeep Grand Cherokee, so it's very luxurious, very well made, very well appointed. I like this real carbon fiber stuff, is awesome. Stitching on the dash.
Yeah. I mean, Jeep made it more of a driver-oriented cabin, right? So this is more, although it's luxurious, it's still oriented for the driver. So it still has that sport essence to it and that track feeling, like all the gauges. The driver can adjust the gauges, adjust the suspension, the steering, all that other stuff.
So, trying to figure out what the point of this car is. Okay, we were talking about it, and we're thinking, are they trying to take over the high-performance SUV market? And that's probably not it. And then I had this crazy idea that this is the perfect guinea pig for FCA to test the Hellcat motor with an all-wheel drive drivetrain. Because then we're going to probably see this in the Hellcat, Hellcat Red Eye, and Demon. You think?
Yeah, it makes sense, because how else would you test out the market? How else would you test out your gear until you get real life experience? I mean, all the checks make sense.
And all the high performance vehicles, right? The AMG Mercedes, all the 63s, whatever the big power, all wheel drive now. The M5, all wheel drive.
Yeah.
So all the high performance vehicles that the FCA vehicles need to be able to keep up with are all wheel drive.
True.
So there's a video that a couple of guys here in Canada made. Shout out in the details. And they drag raced an M5 and a Demon. And the Demon, sure enough, lost every single time. And the reason was that obviously they didn't have all the prep done for like a drag race. They didn't lower the pressure in the tires, they didn't have prepped the surfaces, blah blah blah. But the thing is, the Demon wasn't able to put down the power. It would spin too much, whereas the M5 was whoosh, see you later.
Yeah, so point taken. I get it. Now, the one thing you didn't tell me is that my pocket was going to be empty with gas.
Yeah.
Paying for gas in this thing is a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I tried really hard. I really hyper-miled this car for a little while, and I didn't get anywhere lower than 14 liters per 100 kilometers. When I got it from new, I noticed it was at 26.
So I did a couple of kickdowns. Big shit.
Yeah. Well, but realistically, I think that's what you're looking at. Like, if you own this car, it's obviously premium gas, and you will be using about 25-ish liters per 100 kilometers. Yeah.
If you get pedal happy,
you pay to play, right? Pay to play.
Yeah, I guess.
So let's talk about roominess in the back seat. This is an SUV and it has to be practical.
I haven't had sex in the back yet.
Oh man, what do you mean yet? Like, have you done that with other Oh. So you can fit your kids, no problem. It has a big trunk. The trunk is like over 1,000 liters behind the second row, which is crazy. It doesn't look that big, but it actually is big.
So here's the crap I put in the back. I put, what's that thing you push? The stroller? Yeah. So here's the crap I put in the back.
You always put crap in the back, Steve.
Not this crap. The crap I'm talking about is strollers, wife's bags, groceries, kids' garbage. I mean, well, it's not garbage. I love my kids. You need the space. That's why you buy this car. That's why you buy the Jeep Grand Cherokee, right? Yeah, Grand Cherokee.
It has launch control.
That's awesome.
So you can set the launch control. You can actually adjust the RPMs where you want the car to launch from. The default setting and probably best setting is 2,000 RPM because this thing has a lot of torque off the line. The funny thing is, if you put it at 3,500 RPM, which is like the highest setting you can do, the brakes don't have enough power to hold this thing down. It will creep forward and it just wants to go. Now, this car does ride. It doesn't have the air suspension where the other Grand Cherokees have the optional air suspension, which is really nice and comfortable. This one has the adaptive damping system from Bilstein. And I have to say that it is firm, but I like what it does. I mean, I find that it's compliant, it's very nice, it's as comfortable as you'd want it to be in a TrackHawk, because obviously this is a high performance car. You don't want it to be like all over the place. And like this one should not ride like a Lincoln.
And it doesn't. Okay. We've taken this on the track.
I drove it on a track, and here's some video footage of it. I found that obviously it's not a sports car, so it's not gonna handle amazing on the track, but for what it is and its weight, which the weight is like a lot, it's like over 2 tons, it does handle itself pretty well. I mean, physics are physics, you can defy the laws, but I found it was awesome. I mean, it can turn, it understeers a bit, it doesn't, I didn't go that hard to make it oversteer. People say that, you know, it sends too much power to the back, you can make it rotate.
Did you see what I just did when we hit that bump?
No.
My body was like...
It's a bump, it's a firm ride. I mean, I get
just
it.
Saying. That's a little annoying for me. But let's talk about who buys this car. Who's gonna buy this car? Guys like me, with 5 kids, at 130 grand?
What's this thing? Let's see.
Maybe?
How much is this baby? $130,000 right there, plus taxes.
But it's spec'd up, right? It starts at like 102. Now at 102, you get the engine, motor, you get the base package.
Starts at 102.
Yeah, at least that's what it says online.
110. So the base price is 110. That's where you start adding your options.
110. 110.
Now the one thing that I was a little bit disappointed about was the single speed transfer case. I mean, I like the fact that a Grand Cherokee is like the North American Range Rover. It can go off-road, and the regular ones, like the ones with the Eco Diesel or the Hemi engines, you have a 4-low. I've seen footage of them doing rock climbing and stuff like that. The SVR Land Rover, Range Rover Sport, does retain the dual speed transfer case.
Who cares? This car has 700 horsepower. You're not going to be off-roading in this thing.
Why not? I mean, you should be
why?
able to.
You got that.
That's why, yeah. What about the looks?
Looks good. Don't you like the front grille they put together in this?
It's a sleeper, although Jeep has been making like the SRT versions of the Grand Cherokee for a few years now, so people do expect they expect the high performance Jeep, but this one is just like mind blowing. It's way too fast.
I mean, you told me 5 minutes ago you even like the hood. They've got a new hood for this.
Yeah, the hood scoops, like the vents on the top, they're awesome.
Yeah, I think it's kind of
It's like little inverse nostrils.
Yeah, just don't pick the nose like you do all day long.
It'd be easy to pick your nose if you could do it that way. Like. Can I drive now?
No.
No, we joke last time. This time it has to be yes.
Okay, fine.
So what's 0 to 100? Test it?
Sure.
Track mode.
Holy shit. Did it measure
Okay, that was 3.8, and there was quite a lot of wheel spin off the line.
me?
Let's try it again.
Oh, fuck. Again?
Launch control. Mother of fucking pearl! That was 4 seconds. That was slower, but still, that's fast.
Are you done?
Yeah. No. And you know what I like? The paddle shifters. It actually shifts really quickly.
Yep. Can you
It's
stop?
like too quickly. Just go back to sport mode.
Thanks. Just don't do that again. You're gonna do it again, aren't you? Again?
I really like how superchargers sound. Can you tell? It's like my ultimate thing. I think I found my fetish. Supercharger noises.
Where the hell are we?
I don't know. Who cares? We have 707 horsepower to take us home.
Yeah, and about a half a tank of gas.
Well,
I mean,
8th.
that's gonna get us a asshole. Oh.
I like that it doesn't upshift for you. I like that. It waited for me. That was awesome.
You wet your pants back there, didn't you? You sure? I think you did. Yep. Can you stop that?
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, fuck. Again? Come on, man. How many times are you gonna do this shit?
Brake pressure. Oh, that's how hard I can hold it. Okay, ready? I have to shift. Too bad. We have to try again. Okay, I'm gonna do the shifting now.
Someone
Ready?
help me.
This is laggy. I want to shift and like it's. Yeah, I don't like the rev thing on the dash. I thought it's at 5,000. It was actually at 6. I'm like, what the? I don't like it. Let me go back to auto shifting. Yeah, let's try that again. A stop sign. Oh no, we have to stop. Oh, coming to complete stop in this car is so bad.
I am never doing this with you again.
Oh man, stop sign. Boo.
Next time I'm booking my own car.
Yeah, that was 4 seconds again. Okay, so let's see how this car drives when you put it in full auto and you start behaving. We talked about all the good things. Now let's talk about the bad things. The steering is way too light.
True.
Especially in street mode. It's really uninspiring for such a vehicle.
It should be heavier. I totally agree with you.
Don't like that. Then the graphics on the infotainment system, I think, are very nice and everything works very well.
Yep.
The instrument cluster on the other side, I don't necessarily like. I find the rev needle is very laggy. I don't like that. Switching through the menus is pretty laggy as well.
I also found that I couldn't find the speedometer as easily as I'd like to.
I was about to say, I can't read it. I mean,
It's there, it's too small.
the fonts are so small, and you know what, in real life, 100 with 120 makes a really big difference.
Right? But, I mean, you want to see RPM, you want to see speed.
Yeah.
And, okay, yeah, you've got the analog thing on the left, but still.
I can't find anything else I don't like about this car. Everything else is pretty okay.
The only thing I don't like about this car is with you in it.
Let's do a little visor test. Our buddies at the Street Pipes do that. Come on, let's try. Let's see if I can smack you with a visor. Come close. Here. Can you see what it says here?
Malaca?
Hey, wait. Hold on a second. Okay, so my rating out of 10, just because this is insane and it's fast and it's, you know, loud and fat, that reminds me of something. I'd have to say easily 8.8 out of 10.
You know, now that my nausea is worn off, I think I'd probably give it a 9. Because I do like the car a lot. It's got everything you need. It's a capable car, it's a practical car, and it's got balls.
It has big cojones. Big cojones, unlike you and I.
He wishes he knew what those were.
I don't know, I have cojonitos. If that's even a word.
You've been watching too much Queen of the South.
Teresa Mendoza. Those pendejos are amazing. I love Teresa Mendoza. Alright guys, if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe, press like, share it with your friends, and before we go, do some Arnold voices. We have some fans that like the Arnold part of Steve.
Sure. Pull over and get out. My turn to drive. Asshole.
Okay.
This is Motorpress. Arrivederci.
That's Italian, he's Austrian.